You go. Midfielder number 4, Tommy McCabe. Defender number 5, Giannis Learman. Defender number 6, Kwame. Forward number 7, Wesley Leggett. Midfielder number 8, Florian Velo. Defender number forward number 7 and midfielder number 44, Isaiah Johnston. The head coach of Loudoun United FC is Ryan Martin. He is assisted by Steve Coleman, Jack Stefanowski, and Victor Lonchuk.
With the Steel City as the backdrop, a critical 3 points on the line as Pittsburgh and Loudoun clash. With about 2/3 of the season gone here in the USL Championship, every matchup is critical, especially with the playoff line in sight for both these two. The Riverhounds playing well, Loudoun amidst a historic season, but only one comes away with a clean 3. Corey Brooks, Corey Herzog with you, and Corey, if there was any team that was going to find their level in the USL Championship, it'd be the Players' Shield champions.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's confident, flying high with back-to-back wins right here, and now getting Loudoun off a loss that they're not used to. Maybe they can get 3 points here.
One of the most consistent clubs in the entire league. Have they found their best run? We'll find out together. On the other end, there's no question that Loudoun is playing their best soccer. Despite a midweek loss against a very good Charleston Battery side, this group is still unbeaten in 8 of 9.
Yeah, winning 8 of 9, you're happy with that. You got to have a short memory, get on with it, and now you have a good Pittsburgh team to hopefully pick up 3 points.
As this team has shifted from developmental to focused on wins, well, the victories have come. And you look at how the playoffs sit right now, that critical red line between 8 and 9 in sight for both. These 3 points really matter.
Yeah, it's a huge 3 points for Pittsburgh at home with the August schedule not looking favorable for them. So it's a huge 3 points, but Loudoun also very important 3 points too.
You look there and 6 through 10 are only separated by 7. So just nothing between the sides right now. And when that's the case, you lean on critical players making big time plays. And Langston Blackstock has certainly done that. Chance creation at a premium right now for number 7.
Yeah, if you're Pittsburgh, you want him on the ball. He's going to create you opportunities. He's going to get you goals and assists, and that's one way they're going to pick up these 3 points tonight.
on the other side of it for Loudoun. It is about scoring goals. They have been fantastic at it, and Wesley Leggett has made it happen. You see the numbers right there, and a particular run of form doing a lot of that.
Yeah, if Loudoun wants 3 points tonight, he needs to be on the ball. He needs to be creating chances, hopefully get one in the back of the net for his team away from home.
Loudoun's going to have to change a lot up. They'll lean on less even more. 3 points on the line. The Eastern Conference tight as ever. Only about a third of the season remains. It's Pittsburgh and Loudoun United coming up from the Steel City in just a second. The USL Championship rolls on.
At AHN, we see you trying to be your absolute best. And when it feels like you lost your best along the way.
Okay.
We see you taking control.
Looks good. Prescription. It says here.
And needing the quickest care possible.
Let's go.
At AHN, we see you.
Ain't no better feeling than a cold one in my hand. That's why I'll be keeping Iron City in my plans. Oh, everywhere I roam, I'll be thinking about my home. Sitting pouring on the iron right before I go to rest. And when I'm laying in my bed, there's only one thing in my head. Just an ice cold can of Pittsburgh, PA's best.
Did you slip, trip, or fall and suffer serious injuries? It's the responsibility of businesses, landlords, and homeowners to keep their properties safe, and it's the law. Common hazards include broken or uneven sidewalks, decks in disrepair, crumbling steps, and missing railings, as well as unexpected wet floors or icy patches. You know them when you see them. Accidents just waiting to happen. Were you injured due to dangerous conditions? Call us now before evidence disappears at 1-800-94-EDGAR.
Back we come to Pittsburgh, PA, as the Riverhounds and Loudoun United get ready to decide a critical 3 points. Both teams looking to maintain the momentum. Lineups going to look different for both teams. There is no other way to describe it. Ordinarily, you would think, hey, they're both playing well. We're not going to change very much. In the case of the Riverhounds, it's largely a good thing. The return of Danny Griffin right there in the middle of the pitch. Anytime you can put your captain back in the lineup, Corey, that's good news.
Yeah, huge confidence boost right there for Pittsburgh in the back-to-back wins. Get him on the ball, get your captain back on the field, let him lead his team to 3 points.
Meanwhile, on the other end of things for Loudoun, the news is quite a bit more somber. Both Ryan and Skundrich are out. That is about 3,000 minutes that Loudoun will be missing in very, very unexpected fashion. They both played against Charleston. They will not go tonight.
Yeah, that's a lot of minutes missed, but Loudoun has to step up, have a quick memory, like I said, and get back into this, get those 3 points going again.
Alexander Billetter, tonight's referee, as Pittsburgh and Loudoun United are just about ready to go. Momentum is a funny thing. It comes and goes over the course of an entire season. Tonight, both look to maintain it. The Riverhounds almost always finding a way to be there. Is this the beginning of the surge and the continuation, or does Loudoun keep the good going? And now, as they exist in their own right, will they too find the playoffs? And we are underway. The Riverhounds and Loudoun United from the Steel City in a pivotal Eastern Conference clash. Starting goaltenders for both these two teams, the Riverhounds will turn to Eric Dick, as they have for pretty much this entire month. a record of 5-3-5. This will be his 14th start. He's played about 1,200 minutes for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. On the other end of it, Hugo Farreau has played every single second for Loudoun United. That will not change here. Farreau 7-7-5, matching Loudoun's record. 23 goals allowed, a goal against average of 1.21. Dick is at 0.85. We have 2 of the championships elite going in the net tonight.
Can't ask for a better matchup.
Goals likely to be at a premium, especially with what these 2 back lines are capable of. Though you can't overstate the importance of the losses for Loudoun. Ryan, their leading goal scorer, did have one as well against Charleston in the midweek showing. Nearly had a second.
That was the head coach of Pittsburgh.
There was one absence we knew about for Loudoun. Riley Bidois is playing for New Zealand in the Olympics, so he's in France, which makes it impossible to play here. But the other 2 were very much a surprise for Loudoun, and they'll have to try and overcome the bad beat.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how Loudoun takes his first 10 minutes coming off that loss. Hopefully stay strong, don't be too aggressive, and try to get the 3 points in the first 10 minutes as we see a good ball over the top.
Beautifully played, a chance in the area. However, numbers swarm, and no threat comes to pass. That is our Epic Insurance Injury Report, brought to us by our friends at Epic Insurance. Langston Blackstock sends it back in for the Riverhounds. Under the 7th-year head coach, Bob Lilly. Hall of Famer in this league. Has Pittsburgh as consistent, as elite as anyone in our league.
And like we were talking about earlier, it's all about the wide play here with 2 teams playing 3 backs. Who can pin their outside backs even farther back? Right now, Pittsburgh's have that right now, and hopefully they can keep that. Pin Loudoun in and have so much trouble to let them get out.
Mertz fighting out wide. Mertz filled in as the captain for Pittsburgh when Danny Griffin was out. The whistle comes and he'll come back the other way, favoring Loudoun. It's so interesting because these 2 come from such different positions. We've talked already about how good Pittsburgh has been these last few years, but Loudoun, as a developmental side for DC United, never really got to make their own decisions. And so you look these last 3 years, 7 wins, 4 wins, and 1 win. They're already at 7 this year. So this could really be a potential launching pad for Loudoun as they find their way into a position that Pittsburgh is usually pretty familiar with. Loudoun with an opportunity there, but it is cleared by the Riverhounds.
Yeah, it's a very good point by you. When they were under DC, they were making the decisions, not being able to maybe play how they want to play, the guys that they want to get into Loudoun. But as you see, had a great run in the Open Cup, having a good season here. It's exciting for Loudoun as a fan to finally have a team that's more in control of what they want to do.
When we caught up with Loudoun United head man Ryan Martin, he gave all the credit to that Open Cup run. He said, okay, that's when we got belief. That's when we really saw, okay, this is not development in a non-developmental league. We have a roster that represents the new era, as you get a look at Coach Lilly right there directing his guys. And now, Loudoun reflecting that, even with the loss to Charleston, this is a group that's capable of doing some stuff that Loudoun hasn't seen. Big foul there, huge collision, whistle doesn't come, and both teams beside themselves. There we go. The first scrum didn't lead to anything. The second is what brought the whistle. And now, a couple players that may need some attention. The physicality early on.
Yeah, it's a good 50-50 challenge. Tough to say who wins and who loses most of that, but the second one comes in and it's a very dangerous free kick for Pittsburgh here.
Junior Etu still down on the ground here for the Riverhounds.
Did look like he caught a cleat high up there through the follow through.
We talked already about how injuries have been a massive part of the season for both of these 2 sides. So you always hate to see this under any circumstances, but especially given that. Unfortunately, it seems like Junior's all right.
Yeah, those are the ones that just sting for 30 seconds and then hopefully it goes away, but hopefully can walk it off, be a nice little bruise afterwards. But 5 minutes in, they're already putting tackles in like that. I love it.
Both teams certainly eyeing the start to the match as an important phase. It always is, but especially for these two. Appropriate for Junior Etu. He's got the fastest goal in Pittsburgh history. He scored in 21 seconds last year. Now he's on the left side as Robbie Mertz sits poised over the ball. Fans of the black and yellow hoping for more early magic. The Riverhounds have started strong over this 2-match winning streak. Mertz lofts it in with height, punched away. LaRue Jolly on the spot, and Leggett moves it down pitch.
Great ball by Mertz there. Unfortunately, the timing of the runs were a little late, but confident from the keeper. Get it out, get a little counterattack. Very dangerous opportunity for Pittsburgh, and Loudoun did well with it.
That's where you're so well served by having a goalie who has been in the net the entire season. Not a moment's hesitation from Faroux. He did exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, if those runs are timed just a little bit quicker, it's an easy tap in, but keeper came out, was brave, did what he had to do.
Little momentary decisions make a big impact. And now Loudoun looks for their first bona fide scoring opportunity. Played a little too out wide, right back to the Riverhounds. You look at the most impressive results for the Riverhounds this season, and it comes recently. 5-0 against a very good Oakland Roots side. They had 3 goals in 21 minutes against Roots, and that kind of illustrates exactly what we just saw. This is a Riverhounds team very capable of starting unbelievably fast.
Yeah, goals come in bunches, so when Pittsburgh scores that one, scores another, and that's what they need to lay on here. They need to try to get the press going against Loudoun, hopefully get an early one and build off that. As we say that, Loudoun just needs to play smart. Get through the first 10, 15 minutes. Don't try to win this game right now. Got a long 90 minutes ahead of you.
Soccer can be such a funny game, man, because there's days, 90 minutes, maybe you get one and you don't get 5 goals for a stretch of 3 games, and then you have a showing like that, or even their most recent result, 3-1 against a Hartford team whose record doesn't really tell the story of the talent. And all of a sudden, you've got a Riverhounds group that's scoring in bunches.
Yeah, you score 8 goals in 2 games. You're pretty happy as a head coach.
Doing very, very well. Meanwhile, it's not necessarily the case for Loudoun. 2-1 against Charleston as they fell, and then 1-1 against an always solid Indy 11 side. So there you're talking about 3 goals in 2 matches. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Loudoun's playing poorly by any means.
Exactly. And what Charleston did really well against Loudoun that Pittsburgh could pick up is when they lose the ball, they won it back within 2-3 seconds. They pressed high, put Loudoun, pinned them in against, and that's what Pittsburgh could focus on here tonight.
That's what turned out to be the game-winning goal for Charleston Battery. Just a turnover in a critical spot. Mark Hennig says thank you very much and continues what has been a record-setting pace for the Charleston Battery striker. Faroux's so patient. That was the first thing that Ryan Martin told us about when we talked to him in the middle of the week. Said that Faroux's been so good with his distribution and footwork, and even there, under pressure, he stayed calm. Loudoun looks to clear with control. Tingy intercepted quickly by Sean Suber, but the whistle affords Loudoun continued possession.
And that's well done by Loudoun there, taking your time, letting them step to you. Don't go into their space. You want to drag them out because that gives more space for your midfielders in the middle to turn and get in like that.
Etu continuing to be involved. A point of pride for Loudoun, always creating chaos and chances, even when they're down on the scoreboard or down in the season as they've been the last few. They remain a consistent group. Beautiful ball in, but Dick played it perfect. These two met up in the preseason. That was a win for the Riverhounds. But Loudoun played them tight, forced them to chase throughout. So you don't expect much different here, even though historically Pittsburgh has had Loudoun's number. Riverhounds playing a great through ball. Johnson goes down in the box, and there's the point to the spot. Loudoun United can't believe it. The Riverhounds a chance 10 minutes in.
Yeah, and that all started with the wrong decision. I think it was by Erlinson. Should have came outside. There's too many Pittsburghs in the middle for Johnson to turn, but great ball by Mertz here. What a touch. Get your body in between the ball and the defender, and look what happens.
Emmanuel Johnson has been jolly on the spot lately. Ripped the ball off the goalie on a sneak attack in the win against Hartford, and now once again operating fantastically in the box. Now we go to the PKs.
And just like Charleston did to Loudoun, good press. And that's the ball. Once you win the press, it's got to be one dangerous ball into your forward's feet, and look what happens. Great opportunity again for Pittsburgh to get this early lead.
Robbie Mertz has taken over a leadership role with this Riverhounds side. When Griffin was out, he's captain. Robbie Mertz gets it to go! The opening lead belongs to the Hounds!
Great PK from Mertz. Looks at the keeper, puts it in. If you put it in the corner, keeper's not going to save it. Keep it low, keep it hard. Good start for Pittsburgh right now, and Loudoun needs to have a short memory.
Absolutely no surprise. It's Pittsburgh's own. The Yinzer through and through Robbie Mertz, affording the Hounds a 1-0 advantage, his second of the year. And what a run of play it's been for Robbie Mertz. One of the best in all of the championship at creating chances. Well, right there, he gets one on a silver platter and says, thank you very much.
And he's the one that created that PK too, so good for him to put the cherry on top, get this team up 1-0. And like we said, goals come in bunches, so Loudoun has to be careful here. Get through the next 10 minutes, get the game under control, and start playing your play.
It was 3 in 21 minutes against Oakland. Not quite on that pace, but again, it's the Riverhounds maintaining this form. Group that won the Players' Shield a year ago. Year in and year out, what Bob Lilly has done has been impressive. And it's starting to feel like the Riverhounds coming into their own. You lose the top goal scorer in the USL Championship. Other than that, you've got about the largest returning group in Hounds history. And eventually, that experience begins to shine through. Maybe that's where we're at in the season here for Pittsburgh.
And Loudoun has to see Pittsburgh is flooding the middle. There's a good ball. We need to get those switches on to stretch them out, and now you open up the space on the other side of the field.
Played through, run timed a little bit off. Kawar had the opportunity, but settled well by the Riverhounds. Yeah, right before that first run that led to the PK, you were pointing to Keegan Tingey, who was wide open on the near side of the pitch, out wide. Loudoun never saw him, instead turned it over, and eventually culminated with a Pittsburgh PK.
Yeah, and that's exactly where Pittsburgh wants the ball. When they have 3 guys on Johnson, you want to give them that, try to turn, look what happens. And again, you see the pressure from Pittsburgh, forcing a long ball and winning it up the field.
Yassi forcing the turnover. He nearly lost his balance. Instead, we play on. Loudoun was looking for a handball. Had to some token pressure and nothing more. About 15 minutes in, a PK strike. Difference in the match. Loudoun looks for the switch. This is Loudoun United's game. A lot of possession, holding the ball at their feet. They're one of the most accurate passing teams in our league. Just need to settle down.
And that's exactly where Pittsburgh wants you to have the ball, make you feel confident, and then they win it back. But Loudoun does well there to win it back. They just need to be careful with putting those balls in the middle. They got to drag those players out, and then that's when you can get your midfielder in and turn.
Bob Lilly's side, always so adaptable. One of the things you see as you go up and down the roster, a ton of guys who've played different positions throughout. Here's Loudoun playing it out wide. Looped in, still loose in the area, one hop into Dick.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. Get the ball in, one touch around the corner, and you're out on the flank. If they can just play 1-2 touch, not much turning in there, combination, get out wide, get your crosses in, that's where Loudoun will find a lot of success against this Pittsburgh team.
That's where Loudoun's found success throughout this run. Ryan Martin saying it's really been their distribution that's been the biggest difference. Playing guys forward, whether it's Zach Ryan, and Kwame Awuah has been a huge part of that. You saw him involved in that flurry as well. But now they have to adapt with 3 guys out, 1 to the Olympics, 2 to injury.
Yeah, when you play a 3-back with aggressive wingbacks, that's when you need them to get in those chances, get in those crosses, and play higher up the field. It's almost impossible if you leave them play behind the ball.
Through ball didn't quite have enough pace, and so Giannis Learman's able to send it right back towards the middle of the pitch. That said, if you're Ryan Martin, obviously you want to have beadwise. That's played towards Etu. Etu, not a bad idea there on the back heel, no one to receive it. But if you're losing a guy to the Olympics, that's pretty good for your team and certainly good for the USL.
Oh, 100%. Great by him to get there, and huge for Loudoun just to lose that. No, not lose, but for him to move on to the Olympics and play for that. It's awesome.
Riley had been playing well. Shots on target in 4 of his last 5, about 700 minutes played. It was his New Zealand side that fell to the old US of A this morning, technically, depending on when you're watching it. And if you haven't seen it yet, I apologize for the spoiler. Interesting ball played out wide. Opportunity for Leggett. But it feels like every time that Loudoun's had a ball in the final third, there's 2 white kits to 1 black.
Yeah, and just a quick notice from there is Cabe only took 2 touches when he received it, got it out wide. That's what they need to do. They don't need to turn as much in there because there's a lot of Pittsburgh behind them. They can get it in, drag him in, and then get it out wide. That's where they're going to have a lot of success, as you saw there. But to your point, yeah, Pittsburgh swarming the ball just like Charleston did against Loudoun, so they must have been watching some tape.
Yeah. The advantage for the Riverhounds, a little fresher legs. This their first of the week. Loudoun playing Charleston. They had a long layoff coming into that, so they were fresh, but you have the 11 a.m. kickoff on camp day, which is always a unique experience with a bunch of screaming kids behind you. And 11 a.m. in July, not exactly ideal weather, but still, Loudoun put together a really quality effort against an elite side. And now we see how playing 2 in 1 week, not that these guys are strangers to that by any means, but we'll see, especially in the final minutes today, how that starts to wear.
Yeah, it'll be interesting in the second half what Loudoun does with the players that possibly played all 90 or 80 to 70 minutes, see how they're feeling and see how the game is looking at that point.
I suppose, too, that's the silver lining of not having Ryan or Skundridge. They both did play against Charleston, so you do get a little more pace and energy right out the gate if you're Loudoun United. Riverhounds, not a bad idea there. Had Robbie Mertz surging on a run, but diagnosed by the visiting side. Biasi just plays it back.
If you're Pittsburgh, just like Loudoun, you need to see these big switches. You need to be able to, if you're on the right wing, get a touch, look up, play the left wing. You need to find that to stretch out, just how Loudoun, we were saying, needs to do to Pittsburgh.
Another foul that has Loudoun frustrated and a Riverhound down on the pitch. Physicality is certainly the order of the day for Loudoun United. You have to be against the stingy Riverhounds group, though it is a fine line. Tommy McCabe arguing his case. Chance right in. Timely deflection by Keegan Tingey, and that's what gave Faroux the chance. Still, Pittsburgh asking questions.
Yeah, it's unlucky. Mertz just timed it just a little bit off, a little extra touch there. But if Kiza does see keepers out of the line, instead of playing Mertz through, chip it over top of him. But it's easier said than done, as we're looking up here and he's on the field.
How about Robbie Mertz? He's operating right outside that 8-yard box, but feels like all game. Here's another chance, though the shot a little bit rushed by Emmanuel Johnson.
Ideas there. What a touch by Mertz. Ideas there to bend it back post, but maybe take a touch, see where you're at. And if the defenders block in far post, go near post and try to catch the keeper sleeping.
It's Johnson who had the most touches in the box for the Riverhounds in that win against Hartford, so certainly no stranger to scoring. That one maybe a little overly ambitious, but you're certainly never going to penalize a guy, at least too much.
No, it's a good effort. If he gets that on goal, we're screaming here and
right,
saying what a
exactly.
goal. So good chance, good opportunity, great touch by Mertz. And Loudoun just has to be careful. You don't want to go down 2-0 in the first 25 minutes.
Johnson's efforts a big part of that surge. We talked about how important the start was, and it definitely the keys to the game for both teams. And I think it's fair to say that it's Pittsburgh who's gotten the better end of that. They did start smart and strong and come away with a goal.
Yeah, and like we said, if Loudoun coming off that loss, they didn't need to win this game in the first 15 minutes. They needed to forget about that loss, get on with it, and try to pick up, if not 1 point tonight.
Those keys to the game brought to us by the Premium Light Lager, embodies all things black and gold. I see light.
Great hold-up play. Great hold-up play by Johnson there, battling. As a defender, you don't want to battle the forward for 90 minutes.
So far, so good for the black and gold. Maintaining their level. It's something about those colors in Pittsburgh, but you tend to get an elite coach that's been where he's been for a long time, and they just don't see the need to make any changes. Lilly, the Hall of Famer, closing in on a decade in charge of the Riverhounds. He laid the table, came from the Rochester Rhinos, brings 7 players with him, and now all of a sudden this group once again, even through the chaos and adversity, they lead here once again against Loudoun.
Yeah, the year I left Pittsburgh was when Lilly came in, so fortunate to miss him by a year, but he's done well with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds over the past years, and can't ask for a better coach to come in there and take over the club.
Ball came into the area for a moment. No black kick to receive it. Timely interception by Giannis Learman. Comes the other way. Edward Kiza pushing pace. Back and forth we go at mid. Eventually the foul favors the Hounds. And you get a look at the USL Championship Hall of Famer. Out wide. Can Loudoun manifest? Premium scoring opportunities definitely belong to the Hounds right now. And Loudoun, as they are known to do, will take their time, valuing the possession, not trying to force the issue. Here's a turn, legged shot! Unbelievable off the crossbar! Wesley Leggett, a phenomenal idea, off by a matter of feet.
Unbelievable strike there. When he hit that, I was like, what is he doing? Unbelievable. Unlucky enough not to go in. But this is good from Loudoun right now.
Pittsburgh just trying to get possession back. Isaiah Johnston plays it out wide. This is the first start for Isaiah Johnston, the 22-year-old out of Ontario, Canada. His first few games, and now his first full run of play. Loudoun having to get a little bit younger with some of these injuries, but it's guys that Coach Martin knows and trusts.
Come on, Red! That's a foul!
What can Loudoun do off the interception? Johnston a little too much pace on the pass. Pittsburgh steadying the tide. Talked about Wes Leggett. He's been unreal. Now he watches on as the Riverhounds put together a run. Etu looking to break it inside. Proper defending by Keegan Tingey.
Good defending, but he needs to just keep it outside there. He had the speed and the momentum. Just touch it by him and get a cross in. Tried to cut it back on his right foot.
Tingey's been on an interception tear the last couple of matches. He's had few in these last couple of minutes that have been unbelievably important. The reason he started the last 11 matches for Ryan Martin. It's one of a few Stanford guys on this Loudoun roster. That comes with a certain level of expectation, at least in terms of IQ. And those guys all match it. Smart players. Looking for it all in one shot. Denied by Dick.
Loudoun's had a couple of those long balls, just a little too long. Dick reading it well, coming out strong, but it is there to get in behind. Just need to correct that long ball a little bit shorter. Get a little touch around the keeper.
2 clean sheets in the last 4 for Eric. Riverhounds fans, please join us on Saturday, August 10th when the Hounds welcome San Antonio to town. Get your tickets today. Visit riverhounds.com for more. The final third quickly. You can see the adrenaline for Emmanuel Johnson. That's a couple times in a row. He's been right outside the area and put a little bit too much pace on what would have been a crafty play.
Yeah, the idea is there. I think once he took that extra touch, the idea was gone. He tried to force it. In those moments, if it's either 2 touch, 1 touch, and then once it's through, you got to change your idea.
Coach Lilly told us when we caught up with him in the middle of the week saying, hey, we don't need a ton of possession. We just have to use it wisely. Well, that's certainly seeming like a prophecy to this point. Loudoun's winning possession 68-32. But the number that matters is the one in the top left of your screen. 1-0 Hounds. Dangerous, dangerous ball. But Tommy McCabe stays calm.
You can see him flooding the middle of the field. Unbelievable pressure by Pittsburgh. Loudoun needs to be able to see that. Maybe go long, stretch him out a little bit, get your forward to hold it up a little bit.
Enjoy our specials at the train and Nacho Junction.
Look at Keegan Tingey. Player Loudoun's really excited about, has elite potential at right back. Has been the clutch defender thus far for the red and white. No collision there in the box. Some oohs and ahs from the home faithful, nothing more.
And that's what Loudoun needs to do. 1 touch ball into the switch, into the space, and now look, you've gained 40 to 50 yards, and now you need to step up with that. There's another switch into space.
Looking towards goal, Learman's pass. A last-second effort managed to find Valo, but it only bought a couple of seconds more. Leggett, useful ball ahead. Johnson goes down, but no whistle.
Good ball, even better defending. Unlucky from Johnson there. Needs to get his body more in between the ball and the defender.
It's the Blackstock looking to be creative. Took it off Leggett, 7 and 7. Both going to be big parts of this game. Pittsburgh pressing even when the ball comes out of goal.
And that's where Johnston and McCabe are so important with that one-touch ball. Needs to find him, play him on his safe foot.
Great couple of touches in, straight to the middle, and it's just wide. Oh, some premium moments for Loudoun United. A ball off the crossbar, and now one that skitters by the post.
Yeah, unlucky not to finish that. Dick and the defender come back, cut down the angle. Think he still should be finishing this, but it all starts back, building up out of the back. One touch out, find the space, and then you're in behind. That's how you're going to beat this Pittsburgh press, and they need to figure that out, and they did that one time, and look what happened.
Milo's already got 3 goals this season for Loudoun United. A wonderful moment. Loudoun finding their level in the match. About 15 minutes to go until halftime. Our lone tally still the PK strike.
And that's what Pittsburgh won. They want it to come in the middle, and that's where they're going to swarm. Right there, you have to realize it's 4v3 versus Pittsburgh. You need to get that ball, get it up the field, and battle it up. Yes, it's not pretty sometimes, but sometimes you have to go long.
That is the first USL yellow card for Isaiah Johnston.
A yellow card has been issued to Loudoun number 44, Isaiah Johnston.
And I know it's a tough ball. You can't really blame Johnston on that and the goal, but it is a tough ball into him. Unfortunate to get that yellow there, but really did all he could right there with how Pittsburgh was pressing.
You get the firsts out of the way for the 22-year-old. First start, now first yellow. Robbie Mertz. This has been his second home through 33 minutes of play. Last time on the free kick, the run's just a bit short. But certainly a threat from the Hounds. Mertz again, curls it in. Chance just a beat high. Danny Griffin and company timed that one up right.
Yeah, it's a great ball by Mertz. Good header. Unfortunate not to get it on target, but well done by Pittsburgh there to get something out of this free kick.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's going to take a lot from a header from 9 yards out, but opportunities there, and you never know.
The first shot there for Danny Griffin, the captain for the Riverhounds. Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. And the whistle halting play. Just kind of 2 guys running on each other, and eventually it favors Loudoun. You can hear Ryan Martin right there. He would like the cards to be equalized at 1-1. And now that Johnston yellow, the only booking we have to this point. Oh, begging your pardon, Learman did get one earlier. Both yellows against Loudoun United. Everyone just kind of standing around and watching. Tingy says, all right, cool. Runs down the line, deflected out wide, and just like that, a corner kick for Loudoun United.
It's something you learn growing up, play until the whistle. Fortunately, we couldn't see anything, but Pittsburgh just needs to get on with it. Loudoun with a good chance and a huge corner opportunity to get their confidence going into the second half here. Big 10 minutes for Loudoun. Ameawua,
one of the best chance creators for the red and white. Comes out wide, hoping to equalize with about 10 minutes to go until halftime. Awua's ball, a lot of height, the header towards goal and nothing more. Not necessarily a bad ball there from Awua, but follow-up shot well wide.
Yeah, good ball, and the bravery of Johnson just to not know what's behind him, get up and distract the forward as he's coming in to head it. You know, he didn't get his body on it, but he did affect how the header was going to come in.
And Loudoun right back on the ball. Pace of play despite possession, largely favoring Pittsburgh in the first half an hour or so here in the Steel City. That's beginning to change.
That's the ball right there. You're egging him in.
Great pace. Long ball, and see, that's the trade-off, right? You get that energy, you get that pace, and it can kind of speed you up, and you can't let it.
Yeah, the idea is right there, but you need to, you're on a 4v3 against Pittsburgh's back line there. You need to find something a little more dangerous, but if he does put that in the top bins, again,
of course,
we're screaming. But
yep.
I think the better chance there is try to find one of your forwards that's getting in and behind. But Loudoun's learning now. As the two, Johnson and McCabe come, that space behind them for one of the three forwards is wide open.
And look, Abukwara has scored 4 times already this season. And without Loudoun's leading goal scorer, maybe that is the right approach. Hey, it's not the highest percentage, but we've got to try. Through ball in, nothing. But Loudoun defenders, including Faru, there to receive.
Yeah, it just looked like Mertz and Kita were on different pages there. The idea from Mertz was there and the idea for Kita, but they were on different ones.
Look at the ball from Faru. Just completely mitigates most of the pitch. And Loudoun more than happy to receive the benefit.
And Loudoun has to take these chances as much as they can. Dangerous free kick here. 8 minutes left in the first half. Try to build some momentum going into the second.
Rossi arguing his case. Decision already made. Can Loudoun capitalize what has been a different feeling in the last about 10 minutes? McCabe and Awua both over the ball. In, still loose in the area. Pittsburgh first to it, and it's Junior Etu who gets the clear.
It's a good ball in, unfortunate not to get the flick, but good defending from Pittsburgh. Clear his lines and get out.
For Loudoun, it's gonna feel like such a familiar script. They gave up a couple quick goals against Charleston, got their tally much later in the contest, but you saw them come into the game, and what was an early stretch of dominance by the Battery very much went by the wayside. So the timing's a little bit different. The feel, maybe similar. It's up to Loudoun to decide. Low battling, can't win it. Edward Kizza fighting his way through traffic.
And you can see the excitement from Johnson and Kizza to get in on the press, get them going, and that's what starts your press. You see your two forwards working like that, midfielders are going to step up. Love that from the two forwards from Pittsburgh.
Kizza just with tremendous experience. He's the only Hound on a league title, a cup title, and a playoff game. All ACC first team at Pitt. So where experience meets local connections, you find success. Got the pass off there on the backside. That's all that matters for Sugar. Minutes elapsed. Did to have you here on Golazo and all across. Corey Brooks, Corey Herzog with you. 1-0 Pittsburgh thanks to a penalty kick decision. Loudoun has had some opportunities, the most golden of which hit the crossbar.
Yeah, other than the goal, I think Loudoun's had the two better chances, one off the crossbar and then one that should be a tap-in, but very good defending and goalkeeper to cut down the angle.
You look at the expected goals, everyone kind of takes a different amount of faith in that stat, but it's .84 for Pittsburgh, almost all of which is the penalty kick decision, against that .38 for Loudoun, and that has only about doubled in the last 10 minutes. Great time for soccer all across the U.S. Of course, the Olympics, the headline, but the USL continuing to grow. Pittsburgh got a great taste of it. A match on ESPN2, a sellout crowd. They'll still play plenty more nationally. A week from today, they'll be right back on ESPN2 against the phenomenal Sac Republic side. Tune into ESPN and ESPN2 for the USL Summer of Soccer. It's last season's top two sides from the East and West face off in interconference clash with perennial powerhouse Sac Republic hosting these Pittsburgh Riverhounds Saturday, August 3rd at 11 p.m. Eastern. Right down Broadway and a phenomenal save by Faroux. Oh, a massive chance for Kizza out of nowhere, and Faroux saved the day for Loudoun.
Yeah, and it comes off almost the exact same thing, forcing the ball in the middle. Pittsburgh gets a little touch, but what a save by the keeper here to keep it 1-0 at halftime. He needs to save that, because going in against Pittsburgh at home, 2-0 down, could be right end of the book right there.
No doubt. Momentum very much favoring the home Hounds. Pressure by Emmanuel Johnson. Press, 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 the MO of these Hounds.
This is where Loudoun needs to find the other side of the field. You can see the space. There it is, right, boom. As we say it, now they're in.
Entering the final third with aggression. Lofted into the area. That is 6'5", 220. Eric Dick winning at the point of attack.
Great goalkeeping, way to be brave. But 6'5", 220. I'm coming out and gobbling that up.
Tough to answer. Kwame Awua, good size in his own right, but 6'5" does not get touched. That makes him the tallest player for either side. That's not all that surprising. 1 minute of stoppage time. Play this thing about 46, and now in all likelihood the Riverhounds will go to the locker room with a lead. But the final sentence of this opening chapter may very well be written in red and white.
I'm just going over something.
Loudoun, to borrow the basketball phrase, holding for the final shot.
And there's another good example. One touch in there instead of taking two. The one touch is what's going to beat the press around the corner. That's exactly what Loudoun needs to do now and more into the second half.
This is their game. Accurate passes, holding, waiting, aiming to force their opposition into a mistake. The problem has been that one or two inaccurate passes have put Pittsburgh on the front foot. Now here's the run down for Wesley Leggett. Leggett holding at the boundary. Tingy sends it in. Opportunity right outside the box. Waiting, and backing it out was Florian Vallo. Vallo lofts in. Follow-up shot. Volley does not find frame. Wesley Leggett again on the front foot. He's the one who hit the crossbar. Now he sees it go out for a goal kick.
Unbelievable from Loudoun right there. Starts with a ball around the corner, get down, switch the ball again, come back around, then a couple 1-2 touches there. Fortunately, I think he was offsides, but he needs to put that on target.
1 minute of stoppage time. 1 minute.
But if you're Loudoun, that's a great spell of having the ball. That's a confidence going into halftime. You know you can do it. You've had the better opportunities, except for the PK, obviously. But Loudoun going in at 1-0 is feeling a little confident now after that.
It's pretty easy, I think, to decipher what the message is going to be from Ryan Martin to his side. Say, hey, forget about the PK. We've probably been the better side, as that's a clear foul on Jonas Lehrman.
And what they need to see from that, all of their opportunities have come off a one-touch ball into the midfield, out wide, and then you're in behind. They need to not play those 1-2 touch in there. They need to play one touch.
Meanwhile, if you're Bob Lilly, you're probably pretty happy with how it's gone. Yes, the balance of chances belong to Loudoun, but you've created some magic just inside the 18 that has nearly led to a handful of goals.
Yeah, and they're just like 1 or 2 yards off, maybe 1 yard off sides, maybe not being on the same page. But yes, Pittsburgh is almost there, and a goal right here will be very interesting for see how Loudoun comes out in the second half.
This will be the last gasp. Biasi, the free from the entrance to the final third. Etu, breaking it inside. Timely interception by Awua.
Great defending, great tackle.
Brings us to halftime. Both teams feeling pretty good, but the thing that matters most is what it says on the scoreboard, and that's celebration for the team that sits at home. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds up 1-0. Some of the greats from the Pittsburgh sports area showing it up, and this is a great play right here. Leads to opportunity after opportunity, and the Riverhounds capitalize on the PK. They lead by the narrowest possible margin, but Mertz gets it done. It's enough for now.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa.
Nice. A little salt, a little sweet.
And a little scratch.
Ah, the new big cash payout.
Top prizes of 500 grand.
You've been down this road before.
Let's just say I'm a road hog. Viva Scratches!
Call 1-800-NEW-ROOF and you'll see the difference between other roofing companies and Ireland Contracting. Like Tom here. He's a professional.
Deanna?
Yes.
Hi, Tom from Ireland Contracting. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. You're right on time.
Always.
Let me show you my concern.
Absolutely.
And so, Tom will do a free inspection, answer your questions, and give you a realistic estimate. He takes your home's improvements so seriously, he treats it like his own. That's the Ireland Contracting difference. Call 1-800-NEW-ROOF and see for yourself.
Halftime between Pittsburgh and Loudoun United, a 1-0 difference here at the Pause, and halftime is brought to us by 84 Lumber Company. Well, plenty for the Riverhounds to be excited about on the pitch and off of it as well, as Highmark Stadium is bringing back live music on August 3rd as they host Country in the City featuring David Nail. Enjoy 3 hours of live music on August 3rd in the best location in Pittsburgh for live music. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com. It's been music to the ears of Pittsburgh fans. The PK strike has them up, looking for a massive 3 points about 2/3 of the way home in the USL Championship season. Breaking down half one on the other side.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2.
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
What a moment!
Touchdown by Rodriguez. Going for goal. It's Morris, and it's in! Detroit City's ahead.
And a bit of space as well. He'll have a go from distance. Oh, what a goal!
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Back at it in our 84 Lumber Company halftime show. The Steel City team leading it 1-0 over Loudoun United. 2/3 of the season roughly gone. Feels like it just started, but there are so many huge matches coming up over the remainder of this USL Championship season in our summer of soccer, including surging Detroit City FC, led by first-year head coach Danny DiCio, hosting newcomer Rhode Island FC with the reigning USL Championship Player of the Year in El Radico on August 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern on the CBS networks. There are so many incredible games. I mean, we're obviously focused on the East right today here, Corey, but you look at this. Lou City Sac Republic is always going to be absurd. That one's on ESPN2. We're going to see plenty more of Pittsburgh on national TV. These are just killer matchups throughout the remainder of this summer.
Yeah, both those Sacramento against Pittsburgh in Sacramento, and then Louisville versus Sacramento in Louisville. Can't ask for two better games to be on ESPN2.
We'll give some credit to the scheduling folks. They had the right idea and managed to piece together what should go where. So here's some of our scores from today. Charleston Battery, who picked up that midweek win against Loudoun, doing some really, really good things against one of the perennial contenders in Tampa Bay Rowdies. Oakland with an early goal against Miami FC to keep things going out west. Rhode Island, North Carolina, which is of direct interest to our two teams here today, even at 0.
Yeah, and if you're Charleston Battery picking up 6 points in 1 week, if they can continue that, you can't complain. But good 3 points, hopefully, for Oakland coming in. And, of course, Sacramento, one of the top.
You take a look at those matches. Lou City, obviously, another highlight. And then, of course, as we do here in the USL Championship, you get your stuff that's out west and a little bit later. But New Mexico and El Paso, the nightcap tonight. Always interesting. El Paso continuing to posing different challenges, as well as New Mexico. And, of course, the Riverhounds getting ready to start things off. And boy, oh boy, is this a slate, Corey. Pittsburgh, after a little schedule luck this week, oh boy, that's a slate.
Yeah, when you see all those teams, you're like, okay, I play them once every year. But once in the month of August, that's a tough August schedule right there. So it's important that Pittsburgh pick up these 3 points at home and then focus on August after that.
Sac Republic right out of the gate. You can't get much further geographically than Pittsburgh to Sacramento. Meanwhile, Loudoun understands that there's some opportunities here. It's a Miami side that's struggling a bit. Oakland trying to find its level. Phoenix Rising has been up and down. So if you're Loudoun, even with the loss against Charleston and down 1-0, they've got really, really good opportunities to keep this season going. That's exactly what they hope to do, not only in that schedule, but in the remainder of this one. 1-0 Pittsburgh, still 45 to go. Both teams, plenty of scoring chances. We have no idea what's coming up in the next 45. We'll experience it together in just a bit from the Steel City.
At AHN, good heart care starts before you're just not feeling right. Before you say, it'll go away on its own. Before it doesn't. Because before an emergency, there's time to stop heart problems with a simple preventative heart check. At AHN, we see you.
Pittsburgh is our home. Check in with Thermo Twin. We are employee owned. Check in with Thermo Twin. Check in. Check in. Check in. Check in. Check in with Thermo Twin.
Check in with Thermo Twin for up to 25% off and 24 months free financing.
Check in with Thermo Twin.
It's Sonesta of Pittsburgh's awning and shade sale. Up to 50% off. Up to 50% off retractable awnings for your deck or patio. Up to 50% off retractable screens for any open area. Up to 50% off window, door, or porch awnings. Select from over 150 colors. Plus, get 0% financing for up to 84 months. Hurry and call. This offer ends Friday. Call 1-800-292-5594 or visit sonestaofpittsburgh.com.
The score doesn't necessarily tell the story of how this match went in the first 45. One goal, but plenty of really viable opportunities for both the Riverhounds and Loudoun United. As we take a look at some of our first half highlights, which are brought to us by Corona. Early on in the match, it was all belonging to the black and yellow, an early chance for the Hounds.
And this is what started the press. And then Mertz's ball to find the space and way to get your body in between the ball and defender. And Mertz finishes it off.
Manuel Johnson draws the point to the spot. And Robbie Mertz, who has taken on the leadership role for this Hound side, delivers. That is our lone goal in the opening 45. And even as the Riverhounds still continue to press and press, they worked into the box.
Yeah, just a little timing off there. But like I said before, if he looks up, the keeper's out. One touch, little header over top. But just that's the story of Pittsburgh, just a little bit off on different pages.
One of a couple plays that were key by Keegan Tingey. Still, Loudoun not to be forgotten about. That was an unbelievable shot by Wesley Leggett that hit the crossbar.
Yeah, you're thinking nothing dangerous is coming from that, but he puts his laces through it. An unbelievable strike from him.
Just a few feet away from the unquestioned goal of the week, and that was really what sparked it for Loudoun.
Yeah, and you look at it again, he needs to finish this, put it in the back of the net. You're going into halftime at 1-1, but the chances are there for Loudoun, the confidence too.
And that confidence really continued to show. Despite that, Mertz nearly connecting with the captain, one former captain to the current one, the header high.
Yeah, it's a good, dangerous ball in. Unfortunate not to get it on target there.
And then in this final stretch, it was again Pittsburgh. This sums it up right here. Press into a dangerous chance. A phenomenal save by Hugo Farou.
Yeah, this is the reason Loudoun's still in this game. The keeper did an unbelievable save, kept him in the game, and hopefully they come out in the second half.
Farou has about as many saves as anyone in the USLC. It's plays like that are why. And so far, you look at possession, right? That's the number where everyone on both sides knew it was going to shake out that way. Loudoun hoping to capitalize on it. Pittsburgh aiming for low possession value. That's what they've got.
Yeah, and the big zero on there is shots on target for Loudoun. You have 7 shots. You need to make the keeper make a save. You've had good opportunities. Could have put 1 or 2 in. They need to put some shots on target, get this goal, and get the confidence back into them.
Unfortunately for them, it's just missed the target. There's been a couple that have been way wide for sure. But even that number, like you move everything a little bit bigger, make the goal a little wider, all of a sudden it's a completely different story. Still, that's where we find ourselves, 1-0 in favor of Pittsburgh.
And one question that I've always tried to answer myself is why when it hits the crossbar is it not a shot on target?
Right.
I don't.
Yeah. Technically right, it has to be a shot on the goal within the defined area, but I agree with you where it's like, okay, that was almost there.
Yeah.
Always winds up being one of those tricky things.
Substitution for Loudoun United. Exiting the match, number 5, Giannis Learman. Coming into the match, number 10, Khalil Elmedkar.
As you just heard, Khalil Elmedkar will enter this match for Loudoun. Giannis Learman will head off. Khalil Elmedkar just coming back. Played 11 minutes in the midweek game against Charleston Battery. That was his first action since May 18th. So now he will get an extended run. The message from Ryan Martin's pretty clear. We're going to be aggressive. Insert the extra attacking player, trying to get this goal back.
Looks like they've gone to 4 in the back, possibly going to a 4-3-3, trying to get those wingers out and around, or outside back, sorry, and try to keep control of the game. Pin Pittsburgh back, create those chances. Whenever you sub a defender on for a forward, you're going after the goal.
Fascinating to see the tactical change, even though Loudoun had some real opportunities in that first half. Coach Martin clearly hoping for more in that regard, and one that does find the back of the net. Robbie Mertz had an opportunity, but a little bit too much pace on the ball.
It looks like Loudoun did say what we...
Ooh, that's a great through ball. Deflects out wide. Aggressive play necessary from Dick. And if that ball has a little bit less juice on it, Wesley Leggett has a goal.
And you can already see 1 minute in, one touch ball around the corner by the midfield. It looks like that's what they were focused on, and that's what's going to beat this Pittsburgh press. Now they just need to finish those opportunities.
There have been a couple of bad beats in this match for Loudoun, and most of them, unfortunately, against that guy right there. Rips the crossbar, and there, an untimely deflection. Though not to be lost in translation, that was a phenomenal read by Dick and utterly necessary.
Yeah, he needs to come out there, unless it's, if he doesn't, it's a breakaway for Loudoun.
A misfire from Farouk.
Farouk very confident with his feet today. Receiving the ball, unlucky with the pass there, but you can see he's confident, and Loudoun trusts him with the ball with their press.
That distribution, the primary asset he brings to the table. Unsettled run of play. Pittsburgh looking to take advantage. Griffin runs under the ball. Danny Griffin, patient right now. This will be Pittsburgh holding possession. That two lobbed in, deflected. Pittsburgh hoping for a handball they won't get. Beautiful sliding play, merely disrupts the Loudoun surge down. Fired all the way, only one there to receive is Eric Dick. Talk about the communication there, distribution of Hugo Farouk. He's got a bit of an advantage there when he's talking to his back line. He speaks 3 languages, English, French, and Spanish. And if you had to pick 3 in the world of soccer, probably those 3.
Yeah, definitely.
He's able to not only speak soccer with his guys, but gets the added benefit of a native tongue. Loudoun hoping for the foul. Blackstock playing it out wide. Here's Blackstock dishing it off. Shot curls, and it's deflected at the last by Farouk.
Erlinson, I think, hit the header there, or else it's going in the back of the net. Be interesting to see this, but good build-up, good patience by Blackstone, who we said needs to be on the ball, create the chances. And yeah, it is a header. Great header off the line, or else it's 2-0 Pittsburgh.
Erlinson got just enough, helping out his netminder. There is that communication between defender and goalie. Still a corner.
In all languages, that's a great save.
Exactly. Mertz to curl it in for the Hounds. Robbie Mertz's ball with really good height. Played properly by Loudoun. Right back to Mertz. Mertz, crafty move, shot well wide of the mark.
Ideas there, aggressive from Mertz, like the 1v1, get it on your right foot, strong foot, unfortunately. Looks like it takes a little bounce, but he's trying to put his laces through, maybe curl that back post, but good opportunity for Pittsburgh.
Tommy McCabe will pick up a yellow card.
A yellow card has been issued.
So that is the third booking against Loudoun. The descent a little too loud for Loudoun United. And now they have to be very mindful. Whistle again, halting action.
And Loudoun getting lucky there to get the foul, but Pittsburgh's press is right. Loudoun needs to play quicker, play 1-2 touch, get the switch in, find the midfielders, one touch out of the corner, and then they'll be good. Sometimes they hold it, put themselves in dangerous areas, but Pittsburgh wants that, and you can see them. They're egging them onto there.
Visible frustration from Ryan Martin. Wanted his guys to get up and go. Instead, play stopped momentarily. Wesley Leggett goes down to the pitch, and the foul brings us back. Intriguing position for Loudoun United.
This is a good opportunity. They've been complaining a lot to the ref. Yellow card for Pittsburgh. But these are the opportunities that Loudoun needs to slow the game down, get their chances, and build confidence off. If they score here, 1-1 game, who knows what's going to happen in the next 40 minutes.
In retrospect, the huge collision about a minute in that sent two guys down was a fortune teller of the physicality of this game. Lalu Somanu, the guilty party, he does have the most yellow cards on this Pittsburgh team. A group that otherwise has the best discipline in the entire USL. Bottom of the league in terms of number of yellow cards. Usumanu plays an aggressive brand, and he'll wear the booking here. Ameawua having store.
Yeah, you want a good in-swinging ball to the back post where maybe if nobody touches it, it bounces in and the keeper's frozen. But you need to focus on this ball. Get it over the first defender. Give your guys a chance.
This is the assist king for Loudoun United. Awua instead keeps it super low. And Loudoun does watch it go out for touch. Not the worst case scenario. First time we've seen Khalil Ahmedkar on the ball. And Loudoun will take their time with this.
Yeah, not the ball that he wanted to serve there, but luckily they win it back. Hopefully he can get another chance.
Possession preserved for now. Timely interception by Langston Blackstock. Just unbelievable form for a 23-year-old here in the USL Championship. His first professional goal came in that 3-1 win against Hartford. You're really seeing a young guy figure it out right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's press tonight is almost perfect. They're stepping at the right time, they're stepping as a team, and they're winning the ball together.
Knocked down well by Kizza, but that's all that comes from it. Blackstock, as just a 23-year-old, already top 15 in the Eastern Conference in assists. And he has the most tackle wins for the Hounds. A guy that Coach Lilly's going to try and keep around for a long time. Through ball, played perfect. Awua crosses, too much pace.
Great run, great ball. Unfortunately, the last piece of the puzzle just doesn't work for him there. If he slides that on the ground, it's a tap in. We're going in 1-1 in the 53rd minute. Good build up from Loudoun, but it's again, that last piece needs to be better. Awua definitely disappointed in his ball across.
Service in has been the instrument of success for Loudoun. Just a beat off today. Although, how much of that, Corey, do you think is missing the two pieces in Ryan and Skundrich? That's a large part of what had been really good.
Yeah, when you're coming in 8 games out of 9 winning, and then you lose 2 important players like that, relationships on the field aren't the same. One person's going different, and then we're not used to each other. But as you see now, again, Pittsburgh's press.
Pittsburgh taking advantage, high and left off the foot of Edward Kizza. Drew Skundrich, over 1,400 minutes played, out today for Loudoun. Their leading goal scorer, Zach Ryan, out today for Loudoun. Kizza and company don't care, they nearly go up 2-0. Also Riley Bidwa out as he's in Paris with New Zealand for the Olympics. 2-0. Quick update from out west. Lou City on top of Monterey Bay. That currently sits as a really impressive result. It was the Monterey Bay match for the Riverhounds that sparked this run. They were on the wrong side of it, 1-0, but still they showed themselves against the class of the USL. These guys figured it out in real time. Dangerous run near the area, never amounts to much. The Riverhounds still pressing and attacking, too much bobble on the ball. Awua.
On different pages there, ideas there.
Hello, trying to work with his teammates in real time. You're seeing the increased energy from Loudoun United, undeterred by the midweek loss. 90 minutes a few days ago, still not being worn on these legs just yet. Pittsburgh has had the right answer at every juncture. At least 57 minutes in. Big throw. Loudoun right back on the ball. Shot 7-6 in favor of Pittsburgh. Possession 70-30 in favor of Loudoun. Ordinarily, those two stats go together, not stand in direct opposite. That's how this thing has gone. Kuwara shaken up on the far side.
It is 75 seasons of producing smiles all around. So here,
A reminder, if you can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM, FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Plus, you can hear matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM, FC 157, and the new Sirius XM app. Danny Griffin working on the backside here for the Riverhounds. His first extended action in a month plus. Now play stops after the aggressive play by Mertz.
Yeah, it looks like Mertz just accidentally slips there and takes him out. Fortunate for him, nobody's too injured. Could have been bad, but slippery surface, Mertz goes down.
Yep, no intent, not even trying to make a tackle. Has lost his balance. Foul winds up going against Pittsburgh. Intent irrelevant in that. About 15 minutes into our second half. Scoring chances a little bit quieter than they were at this point in the first. Both teams still playing with pace.
There's that one-touch ball again. Get out, and now they need to find the space. Got to play a little quicker.
What can Awua do entrance to the final third? Had the switch, instead played it back to Isaiah Johnston. There's the switch through the ground.
Got to get your wingers in that 1v1. If they move it a little quicker, it's more of a 1v1. The slower they move it, lets the team come across, and the 1v1 challenges aren't there.
Especially for a Pittsburgh team that has largely been there and done that. These guys incredibly experienced. Played on, Wesley Leggett to the boundary, Leggett. Nobody to receive it, a goal kick.
That's better from Loudoun, switching the play, finding the holes and then getting a through ball in. Just need, again, that last service needs to be there.
This Hounds group, we talked about it earlier. Yes, they lost some huge players, including a top goal scorer, but still, this is one of the largest returning groups in Hounds history. And this is the third oldest team in the USL Championship, 25 seasons. So anytime you're setting records for this group, it's going well. And you're seeing it now, where if Loudoun is even a beat slow, experienced players in the midfield and back line know exactly where to go.
Yeah, 100%. You can just see the camaraderie of the entire Pittsburgh team. They're pressing as one, and that's where the good press is coming in. The bad presses are when one goes and then the other reacts. With Pittsburgh right now, they're all going together and playing as one team. Good step by the center back there. If he doesn't step there, it's 3v3.
Loudoun certainly showing some chemistry in their own right.
Got to give it to him quicker so he can go at him 1v1.
Awuah, the catalyst of that chemistry for the most part. Loudoun will take their time. At least in part because they're still putting in players for this new era of Loudoun United soccer. New ownership, new objective. And also because of a few key absences today. Red and white still looking to find their level in the match. Two-thirds of the match gone by. A Mertz penalty kick. The only ball to get past the goalie and stand tall on the scoreboard.
Right now, Loudoun just needs to be patient. Let them come out of their press. Let them step out. Find the spaces in the midfield. Keep the ball back there. Once they start coming, that's when you need to find your midfielders into the open space. Don't force it.
You need to rush it. It's still only 1-0.
And there it is. Now you get an extra 20 yards. Great one-touch switch right there.
Plenty of room to work. Pittsburgh retreats. Had a streaking Awuah on the far wing.
You can see Awuah wants that ball. He wants that 1v1 matchup.
They do get it to Kwame, but without that surge forward, he just played it right back to Tommy McCabe. Back heel threw in and a goal, the equalizer for Loudoun. They're waiting and they take advantage. Wesley Leggett, the architect again for the red and white.
And there it is again, that one touch around the corner. Great touch by Leggett to get across the defender, and even better finish to get the goalie. Quick snap, the keeper's not expecting it that quick. You can see him dive late. That's what you want as a forward. That's what you want to score goals. That quick shot right there, keeper's never set. What a goal by Loudoun, and now we have a game for the next 28 minutes.
A goal in 4 of his last 5 matches. The only one that Charleston midweek. But when he's playing on weekends, Wesley Leggett is unbelievably locked in, and that will bring a host of subs for the Riverhounds.
Yeah, I wonder if those subs are up there before the goal, or is this a reason for the goal that they're subbing these players in?
Bradley Sample will come on. The veteran Kenardo Forbes will come on. Keziah Sterling will come on. His first action since June 22nd.
And it'll be interesting now how Pittsburgh reacts to that. Loudoun for the first 18 to 19 minutes. We're doing very well in possession. Pittsburgh was sitting off a little bit. Loudoun has the confidence now. Hopefully they can keep it, and we'll see how Pittsburgh reacts to it.
A very different feel. And Pittsburgh, who already had the advantage of fresh legs, not playing the midweek, gets even fresher. Sterling right off the bench and onto the ball. Ripped in, crosses the face of the goal and nothing more. Hounds can't believe it. Junior Etu beside himself. Pittsburgh nearly answers only a minute ago.
What a ball right here by Sample, and what a touch and turn right there. Almost sneaks that into the back post. And if you're the right winger, you need to make that crashing run, and you have an easy tap in, but he reacted a little too late, and unfortunately for Pittsburgh, still 1-1.
That was Loudoun in the first half. just missing. It's that exact same frame on the right-hand side of your screen. Goals have been tough to come by over there.
And Loudoun's falling into this game now very nicely with ball control. Being a little bit more patient, letting them step out, finding those balls over the top, which is okay to stretch them out, win the second balls up the field.
Eerily similar to how the match against Charleston went. The difference, and it's a massive one, only gave up 1 goal. It wasn't even in the pace of play, the PK, versus 2 quick ones against Charleston. Other than that, Loudoun really controlling pace of play in their last match and a half.
Definitely. And you can see the confidence off of Loudoun. Their little extra energy on the press, little extra energy getting into the attack. You can see it. It's going to be a fun 25 minutes here. That's a great ball.
Need one more. Instead, the distance shot plays to the advantage of the Hounds.
And I think that was McCabe with an unbelievable ball there, looking like he's going to go out wide, slices it through, beats 4 Pittsburghs, and a great turn by Velo there. You can see now Loudoun's now stepping up, getting a little more aggressive with their press. Smartly, Pittsburgh, go long, no reason to build out.
We've already seen Faroux hit one 3/4 pitch plus. Eric Dick puts it about midway. But the biggest thing is, does it get you possession? And the answer turns out to be yes for Pittsburgh. Short-lived.
It just looks like all the energy, all the momentum is now leaning towards Loudoun right now. Pittsburgh needs to slow the game down. Don't get over it. It's still 1-1. You're at home. You can score a late one to win it. Don't try to win in the next 5-10 minutes. And then if you do press at the wrong time, it could go the other way.
Heads out of play. A reminder, Riverhounds fans, you can join us on Saturday, August 10th when the Hounds welcome in San Antonio. Get your tickets today at riverhounds.com. Hounds hoping to maintain the momentum, headed into that duel with San Antonio. Shot blocked, played out wide. Blackstock, beautifully weighted, better play by Faroux.
Yeah, those floated balls into the center of the box is all the keepers want to see right there. Timed it perfect, came out, gobbled it up. Easy for a keeper to come out and grab that one.
Faroux unleashes another one. Pittsburgh ready for it this time.
Keepers could pass to each other the way they're kicking it.
No doubt. Pittsburgh right back into an attacking position. A little too much pace. That was right there for the captain, Danny Griffin.
Yeah, good ball. Unfortunate, 1 yard off. Forbes sees it, waiting for him to dive in a little bit. Perfect ball, unlucky. Griffin just gets a toe on that. It's 2-1 Pittsburgh.
Danny Griffin almost gets his first goal in a while. Remember, USL fans, eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. All in one shot here. Beautiful touch back. Bukawara wide of the mark.
I think that's a lot closer than what we saw there, but that's what you want. You want those balls over top. Forward knocks it down to their oncoming runners, and you're getting a chance like that.
We've seen Abdatalif Abukura go for a few of those final third shots. It only takes one to completely change the match.
Looks like Pittsburgh's getting a little stretched out there with the long balls. They're not picking up the second balls. Loudoun's doing well, staying compact, knocking them down and winning the second balls.
Patience back to Dick. Another good crowd on hand in Pittsburgh. This home stretch has been really good for the Steel City side. And they capstone it before a mammoth Western Conference swing. A little dangerous in the area. Hounds fans trying to get their guys back on the front foot, and they very nearly did.
Good strike by Forbes there. Needs to try to get it across the goal, but he was trying to catch the keeper near post. Unfortunate by a couple feet off, but good opportunity for Pittsburgh right there.
A legend still playing, Kenardo Forbes. The USL all-time leader in minutes and assists, nearly adds another goal. Has scored once already this year. Did it in the flurry against Roots.
That's the ball right there over the top. Center backs aren't going to come with their forward if they're not aggressive enough. And look what comes from it.
As we talk about the consistency in Pittsburgh coaching, Kenardo Forbes has been a constant for Coach Lilly. Played right to the middle. Long shot. That's easy for Dick.
Yeah, Loudoun just looks very comfortable on the ball. And one thing I always say, the more you make the other team uncomfortable, the more comfortable you are. And that's what Loudoun is doing to Pittsburgh right now. They're letting their defenders not step towards them. Forwards are dropping off. Defenders don't know if they want to go or they want to stay. And that's where Loudoun's finding a lot of success in that hole.
It was only about 25 minutes ago we were talking about Loudoun having 0 shots on goal. That's completely changed here.
Yep, and that's the reason there's a 1 next to their scoreboard up top.
Right, exactly. Sub coming up for the red and white. Keegan Hughes will get ready to enter.
Looking like an injury. Possibly cramping with the, he played 90 minutes on Wednesday or Thursday, was it? Yeah, cramping.
They 10 to Jacob Erlinson.
Remember, he had that huge header in the 44th minute before halftime to keep it 1-0, or else this game could have been out of hand quickly for Loudoun coming into the second half.
Had a very busy game in addition to the minutes against Charleston Battery. 3 interceptions, one of his best defensive games of the season. So he was active, chasing balls, and now we'll just try and get some extra potassium and electrolytes in there. Does give Coach Martin a chance. Set a little strategy here for the final 25-ish minutes.
Yeah, what Erlinson was doing well there is getting the switch on that one-time ball from his other defender. Now, hopefully, when Hughes comes in, Martin's telling him, hey, we need to keep playing quick, but be patient. Playing quick doesn't mean we're smashing into our midfielders. Be patient, get the ball out, and look for that switch against the Pittsburgh press.
Erlinson will head off. That was scheduled before he cramped up, so has nothing to do with that. Keegan Hughes will come in. Hughes played the first half against Charleston Battery. Had a moment you want back, but otherwise has been a key part. Over 1,300 minutes played for Loudoun United this season.
And you can see Bob Lilly talking to Asuma down there. He needs to go with the forward, or if he doesn't, they need to get that going, because that's where Loudoun's finding that space right in front. It's either you need to be aggressive and trust your 2-on-2 with the other two, or if you're going to accept that, you need a midfielder to track back.
Played long and hops right back out. Keegan Hughes had been a regular 90-minute player for Loudoun until about mid-May. Through mid-May until that matchup against Charleston. Certainly a big piece in a big week. His birthday was on Monday.
And that's the step right there by the defenders. Go win the 50-50 challenge. Unfortunate for the foul. But that's where that's what Lilly was talking about with them. Go up, be aggressive, and now look what happened. Unfortunate with the foul, though. Looks like they want the second yellow for Pittsburgh.
And Leggett's beside himself, as is Coach Martin. 3 bookings at play for Loudoun United, 1 for Pittsburgh. Anytime you have that type of imbalance, that's usually the reaction.
Very dangerous play by him there with already a yellow tugging. Possibly, I mean, pretty far out, but not last man, but if he gets through there, he's in.
Tommy McCabe organizing. They'll just play it short, Will Loudoun, valuing the possession as they so often do.
Yeah, interesting choice there. Not get it in the box, get it 30 more yards up the field, win the second balls, or maybe even create a chance for your team.
I wonder if that same position comes up 10 minutes from now, if it changes the calculus, but still 15+ minutes to go. Loudoun plays their style.
Yeah, and then in the next 15 minutes, there's going to be one chance for each team. Who's going to take that chance and who's going to put it in the back of net will be the difference of this game.
Blackstock, measured tempo for Pittsburgh. You're seeing the Riverhounds use the full length and width of the pitch, hoping to get back in front. They have never trailed in this game, but Loudoun has their second half equalizer standing tall.
Loudoun getting lucky there, but could say he meant it, but good switch.
Yep. Opportunity once again for Wesley Leggett. Leggett goes down, no foul to be had this time in a very similar spot. Leggett went down a couple of minutes ago.
As a forward, you always want that call, but
yeah,
I don't think you're getting that one in this game with how physical the game is.
Certainly the baseline has been raised for both Pittsburgh and Loudoun. Riverhounds trying to play direct through the middle, properly anticipated.
You see Forbes in there just directing traffic, smart on the ball, helping his players know. Unfortunate.
As veteran as it gets. And once again, oohs and ahs from the home side fans in Pittsburgh. A reminder that the summer of soccer rolls on CBS. Surging Detroit City FC with their first-year head coach, Andy Chio, hosts newcomer Rhode Island FC with reigning USL Championship Player of the Year in Albert Dequa on August 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern, CBS Network. To the boundary, just nowhere to go. That's a great job by Blackstock. Applying pressure, cornering, and forcing possession back to Pittsburgh.
And you can see that's kind of Pittsburgh's trigger. Try to get it there, force them out wide, and lock them in there. It's a couple times they've done it. For the last two, Loudoun has luckily got out of it, but you can see Pittsburgh wins a good throw in here, and hopefully in the attacking third can create something.
The 23-year-old played 24 matches last year for the Hounds, poised to blow that out of the water here in round 2. Sometimes you get the sophomore slump, other times experience serves you well, you get even better. Definitely the latter for Blackstock.
Yeah, he's playing well today, getting that chance, creating chances. That's who you want on the ball, and he's defending very well too.
Interception in 6 straight matches, racking up starts to go along with it. A complete game on all ends of the pitch right now for Pittsburgh's number 7. Will it be enough for the Hounds to get back on top? Nearing the 80-minute mark, both teams have had chances, neither overwhelmingly so.
It'll be interesting in the last 10 minutes how Loudoun attacks this with playing a game midweek and having, this is a good point on the road.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea to come out 1-1, or they're going to go for it and try to get all 3 points. They do in August have 4 games at home.
Yeah.
So this 1 point on the road is huge if they can keep it. You always want to get 3, but
no doubt.
If you're in Pittsburgh against a Bob Lilly team, you come out with a point. Not many teams do that.
Flag up. Riverhounds do not have a buffer. They are going to Sac Republic a week from today, a game that will be on ESPN2. Loudoun gets 1 more against Eastern competition, a Miami team that has struggled this season and is currently down 2-0 to Roots before Loudoun goes to Oakland to make that trip against that same Roots side.
Yeah, this is a Pittsburgh team that needs these 3 points with their August schedule coming up. It's a difference for both teams. Loudoun away from home, 1 point, 4 games at home in August. Not a bad result. But if you're looking at Pittsburgh, 1 point at home against going into your August against all those top 10 or Sacramento, Detroit, Birmingham, Indy all away, you need these 3 points at home.
Even Loudoun, yes, you get the benefit of it, but you're still going to go Miami at Oakland, then at Rowdies, head down to Florida. So East, West, East takes a toll. Every point you can get this time of the year will be hard-earned. Ooh, still loose in the area and heads down. That's how it's come.
I think it was Sterling. Yeah, Sterling there, not expecting that ball. What a ball by Forbes. Defender misses it. As a forward, you always need to be ready. Open your hips up and you have a tap in. You're celebrating with the fans at 2-1. But what a ball here. It's not ready. Oh, it's a little deflection. Great deflection. That's my bad. Sorry, Sterling, but.
That's a huge piece of work from Robbie Dambrot. Snuck it in there. That's been the name of the game today. Opportunities that have been golden have come from seemingly out of nowhere, and little things, a header, a foot, have prevented goals and kept us at 1-1. Cade playing it out wide. Two tenured coaches hoping to find one last tally. About 10 minutes left.
Oh, good run. He was in there if he played it long. But the pressure on the ball is not able to let him play that ball. So good pressure by Pittsburgh. I think it was Tingy that was in there.
Some fresh legs out there. Making a difference. Brad Sample pressuring the ball. That's the name of the game for the Hounds. Played back for Rue. Proper distribution. Loudoun can't go too far with it. That two. Out wide, goes down. Still a scrum for it. And we go the other way. Couple of subs on here for the Hounds. Coach Lilly goes back to the bench. Babacar Dieng will come on for Pittsburgh, as well as Danny Rovira. Manu heads off with that yellow, so Pittsburgh gets a little protection on top of it.
See Loudoun kind of slowing the game down, taking their time. They know a point here is huge. Pittsburgh needs to pick it up, get that press going, get their chance, and finish it.
At this point, it comes down to one little flick. Decides everything. Does somebody get three?
Who's going to be that guy to find that pass, or who's going to be the guy that makes the mistake, or who's going to be the guy that presses at the right time to change this game to 1-1 to 2-1.
A reminder, the USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus at USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Threatens in the box, but both goaltenders have been so steady.
See Pittsburgh picking up this pace, picking up the press.
Right down Broadway, one extra step, denies the initial. Rovira lofts it. Nobody there to receive initially. Pittsburgh still threatens, recross, Rovira battling, and the ball continues to bounce.
Thought Forbes could have hit that.
Nardo sends it back in. Aiming for Forbes, hands up everywhere, and nothing Canardo can do.
That's unbelievable to head it back to your keeper in that situation.
Presence of mind in the critical area by Loudoun keeps Pittsburgh off the board.
And if you're Loudoun, you don't want to take these chances of building in the back in the 87th minute. Get the ball up, get another 30 yards, then play with the ball up there. But Loudoun has kept the ball very well, so they are feeling confident.
7 years in Pittsburgh for Kenny. Can he veteran moxie his side to 3 points in the dying embers? Rovira. Suber plays it long. Nobody but Loudoun ready to receive. Ura forces the issue back to the red and white.
613. That's the fourth largest in regular season history and the 8th side of 2024. Thank you.
Hear the announcement. Another sellout and phenomenal crowd for Pittsburgh. The momentum building for one of the best teams here in the USL Championship, year in and year out. As Cristiano Francois enters for Loudoun United.
He's a very dangerous player, Cristiano. Played with him in Reno. He's one of the fastest players I've played with. If you can get one time, get him in behind, he will finish it and hopefully get Loudoun 3 points. But looks like somebody might be down. Keeper cramping.
Francois, 29 minutes against Charleston in the midweek. Did manage to put together a shot on goal. Member of the Haitian national team. Both squads with plenty of national team caps between them, a testament to their quality. Abukura will be the one who heads off. The supporters have had a good amount to cheer about these last few matches, and they're rewarding their home side of good play. Showing up and showing out. Coach Lilly's talked about it, but the energy at Highmark has been electric. You get the nationally televised game against Roots. Home fans fired up. It's a sellout. You win it 5-0. It really is impossible to overstate the importance. When you're at home, you've got the supporters section at full throat. It just makes a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely. And help them not only winning the game, but confidence moving forward in that. And they need one of those 5 goals maybe in the next 4 minutes here to get 3 points.
When you need that extra bit of energy, I mean, we're 20 matches in at this point, about 2/3 of the way home in the championship regular season. You get a bunch of people screaming behind you, and it can certainly help. Farou's been great. One of the USL's best in terms of saves. He's made a few, including a massively critical one here today. Eric Dick has been on the spot when needed, hence 1-1. Rovira plays through the middle. 3-on-4 here for the Hounds. Starting it out wide. Babacar Tien. Tien's ball right down Broadway and just left of the far post. A creative approach by Keziah Sterling. And he very nearly won it for Pittsburgh.
And those are my favorite runs. Get across the defender, near post. All he needs to do is just get a touch on goal. And unfortunately, it goes a yard wide. Great run. Beat the defender to its spot. Unfortunate not to finish, but what a chance. And that chance is going to haunt him if it ends 1-1. Or even worse, 2-1 Loudoun.
Sterling's first action in over a month as we play 5 minutes of stoppage time. And after over 30 days of rest, he very nearly made a huge difference in just a few minutes on the pitch.
Loudoun's playing with fire back there, dribbling out of space, got it in.
Sterling did play it up ahead again. Deanne in the exact same spot. Deanne breaks it inside. Abakar plays middle. Walty keeping it even further out wide. Lofted towards goal. One hop out for a goal kick. Just in front.
Another great, dangerous ball. We need those runs in the box. Just crash it. And if you have, Pittsburgh could have 3 or 4 tap-ins if they would just believe the ball's going to get there, make the runs. Fortunate for Pittsburgh again. Still 1-1, 91st minute.
You're seeing the Hounds really ratchet up the aggression. Penalty kick and the Leggett goal. The only ones to cross the line. And Loudoun's best opportunity in this final gasp cut short quickly. Pittsburgh right back through. Rovira's got a lot of time on the ball since coming in. Rovira lofts towards the area. And wins it right back for Pittsburgh. How about the benefit of fresh legs for Danny Rovira? Foul on Pittsburgh will allow Loudoun to collect their breath. That comes at a good time.
If you're Loudoun, slow the game down. You know you want to get those 3 points, but you don't want to lose a point here.
Rovira got his first USL assist against Loudoun. Right now, if he gets another, it's a game winner. And that is one the captain, Danny Griffin, will want back. Loudoun has had no real chances for about 10 minutes and an out-of-nowhere corner in the dying embers.
And this, if you're Loudoun, slow the game down. Set this up, because this could be one of your last chances to get 3 points. Take your time. Get everybody set up, and most importantly, get ready for a counterattack too. Make sure that's set up.
The veteran Tommy McCabe. With about 2 minutes left, McCabe's ball indirect to Dick.
It's a good ball. Like against Pittsburgh, you need those runs in behind.
Hounds aim for the quick counter. Too much pace on the soccer ball. Medcar, creative idea. Biasi runs it down for Pittsburgh. And another misplay nearing the final third. Pittsburgh's been brilliant, but they're just making little mistakes. Bradley Sample can't believe it. The yellow comes out, which will lead to the second and a red. And now, this thing completely changes.
Was that a straight red or a second yellow?
Let's see. No, that would be right on Sample, which would be a straight red.
Wow. Interesting call there. Doesn't look much like a straight red. Looks obviously a yellow. He's in disbelief.
The red card has been issued to Pittsburgh number 15.
Very interesting. Hey, if you're Loudoun, take this opportunity.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Wow. A straight red on Bradley Sample.
You can see he doesn't even know what's going on. It's not. I don't think that's even close to being a straight red card.
That's why I thought it was a yellow at first, and I'm like, wait, does he already have one? And no. 2 yellows on top of each other and 1 rip and a red. And Sample gone, his first red card. And now a free kick on the man advantage for Loudoun. All of a sudden, if you're Pittsburgh, you're a lot more okay with 1 point than you were a few minutes ago. Chaos to close a huge Eastern Conference clash. Pittsburgh jolly on the spot, even man down. There were a lot of white kits that got to that ball in. And they're still going to press. They don't care one bit about 11 on 10. Which leads to a little opportunity on the backside. Francois sees it go out. And just like that, Loudoun gets to rally for a corner again. This may very well be the final sentence of this match. Both teams plenty of opportunities. A tie is not unwarranted. But Loudoun wants 3. Unbeaten in 9 of 10, certainly in the cards for the red and white. Can they turn it into a win? High lofted ball in, Dick punches it away.
What a touch by him right there. Brave, get it out of your box, take on the defense. And it looks like he didn't even get the worst of it, but 6'5", 220.
Yeah.
Running into him probably feels like a wall.
Keegan Hughes shaken up following the play. See the camera shaking. That's the Pittsburgh fan base stomping and making noise, hoping their guys can string together one last bit before the full-time whistle.
It'll be interesting to see how much she adds for that red card.
Yep. This is where refereeing plays a big part. We had a few guys shaken up in stoppage time, saw a red card. If Pittsburgh is to do anything, it has to be fast, and they won't get the chance. A full-time whistle. 1 goal in the first half for Pittsburgh, 1 in the second for Loudoun, and we end it even. A point apiece and a fun Eastern Conference battle between the Riverhounds and Loudoun United.
Good game by both. Both at the end of the game probably feel a little not happy with the point, but if you're Loudoun, you go to Pittsburgh, you get 1 point, you're happy. Unfortunate for Pittsburgh to get that red card late and to walk off with 1 point going into their August schedule.
In a game that ends 1-1, you expect a lot of really phenomenal goaltending play. Loudoun threatens here, and that one's an easy save. Still, our Smoothie King save of the match by Eric Dick. If he doesn't make it, they lose. He's right where he needs to be.
And like we said at halftime, they need to get more shots on target. That's how they got their goal and kept going after that, but good save by Dick there.
On the flip side, Armadillo, man of the match. He scored on the PK. He created a ton of opportunity, especially in the first half. Robbie Mertz, the often captain wearer, gets it done for Pittsburgh. And Robbie Mertz steps to it when called upon. This is the setup that leads to it. Great ball in, and Mertz answers the bell.
Yeah, he created that chance with that perfect pass into the forward, and then, like he always does, steps up, puts it in the corner, and gets his team up 1-0. Well done by Mertz today. Unfortunate not to come out with 3 points, but good 90 minutes from him.
Both teams going to feel really, really good about what they accomplished here in this one. It has been fun to watch. We step aside, and then one final bit here in our 1-1 draw.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa.
Nice. A little salt, a little sweet.
And a little scratch.
Ah, the new big cash payout.
Top prizes of 500 grand.
You've been down this road before.
Let's just say I'm a road hog.
At AHN, good heart care starts before you're just not feeling right. Before you say, it'll go away on its own. Before it doesn't. Because before an emergency, there's time to stop heart problems with a simple preventative heart check. At AHN, we see you.
To celebrate Team USA going for gold, Xfinity is offering a gold medal deal. Now, through August 11th, get our best offer yet with Xfinity Internet and one line of unlimited mobile for just $35 a month for a year and a free 5G phone. Plus, add the new Xfinity Stream Saver for just $15 a month and get Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix. Hurry, when the Olympic Games end, so does this gold medal deal. Get the fastest connection to Paris with Xfinity.
The Steel City lit up, and there was plenty of reason to watch and be locked in this one. The highlights under the lights, definitely plentiful. You think in a 1-1 match, there wasn't that much that happened. Everyone kind of jockeyed back and forth in midfield, and we ended at 1-1. Not at all how this match went. There was controversy, there was opportunity, and everything in between. The early segments of this game definitely dominated by the Hounds, though.
Yeah, Pittsburgh came out with the press, winning the ball there. Mertz with a smart ball in behind and capping it off with this PK finish. Good start for Pittsburgh.
Expected goals favor Pittsburgh because of this strike right here. You're expected to finish it, and Mertz certainly did, never a doubt. And then after that, Pittsburgh still creating opportunities, finding ways. Their press super aggressive still. Wesley Leggett, in the absence of the leading goal scorer, almost.
Yeah, what a strike here. Bringing something out of nothing. It's just an unbelievable strike.
Fortunately for him, that's not the last time we'll see him in these highlights. Still Loudoun, especially in the latter stages of the match. More and more opportunities, and it's Wesley Leggett who finished.
And what we said all day, play those one-touch, round-the-ball corners and find in your dangerous players. And look, he's not going to miss 2 of those. Puts it in the back of the net.
A goal in 4 of 5. He is absolutely locked in as Loudoun is now unbeaten in 9 of 10. Possession goes the way of Loudoun. Pittsburgh had their opportunities even in a low possession game. Both teams going to be thinking they should have gotten 3. Have to settle for 1.
Yeah, both teams are going to look at this tape and just be like, oh, better ball there, better ball here. Could be 2-1, could be 3-1, and that's the difference of this game. That's why it's 1-1. Didn't finish their opportunities, didn't get the ball in the right spot, but it's good from Loudoun to come out with 1 point. Fortunate for Pittsburgh to come out with 1 point.
Those are the most fun games to watch, where both teams think they should have won it. Makes it fun for us. Corey Herzog and I certainly just had a great time. So for our entire crew, producer Emma Watson, my broadcast partner Corey Herzog, I'm Corey Brooks. Your final from the Steel City. 1-1, Riverhounds and Loudoun United. Both teams go into the final third against the West with a bit of momentum and a chance to secure a playoff berth. The USL Championship. Gonna be fun to the finish, as always.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.